Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Victor Frankenstein's Drew, Chapter 12, Calamity in Code Realized Guardians of Rebirth. We're getting down to the last couple of hours, I should say 6 hours, of Cardia's life, and things are not looking too good for her. So let's continue on and see what is going to happen. 6 hours remaining. Are you all right? You can lean on me. Victor's face is pale as he runs beside me, and he seems to be in pain. You probably inhaled too much of the Zectarium gas.
気にしないで。とにかく、今は黄昏から逃げなきゃ。
Oh yeah, Twilight showed up at the very last. I'm like, what is he talking about? Because in my mind, they're running from the Zectarium bombs and gas, and then I forgot Twilight just showed up at the last minute in the last episode. We continue running, looking around cautiously as we proceed.
合流地点まで行けば、きっとみんなが助けてくれるはずだから。
I give him a slight nod. Our priority right now is to run. We run and run without stopping. After that, we're taking a rest while we hide in the shadows within the city. How did you guys even escape Twilight? When Twilight has surrounded us, I guess they're going to show us. Victor acted quickly and used a smoke bomb. Well, there you go. We were able to escape their clutches thanks to the explosion. But being an intelligent agency, Twilight is staffed with many capable agents. At this rate, it's surely only a matter of time before they catch up with us. As if he can tell what I'm thinking, Victor slowly stands up and declares,
僕がおとりになる。その間に、君はルパンたちと合流してほしい。
She's not gonna leave you. What do you think?
また後で会おう。
Oh, whatever. I grab Victor's hand as he starts to turn away. Wait, Victor, I'm coming with you.
どうして？時間がないんだ。君はすぐにでもジクテリウムを。
What do you expect her to do when she gets there? It's not like she's gonna know how to use it or anything. I gently place a finger over his lips to calm him down and shake my head. Yes, I know. I'm ready for it. If we can't find it in time and I become awakened, I'll take my own life. He's like, what? I made up my mind to do this and I chose to stay by your side. Right now, being close to you is more important to me than anything, even more than my own life. Just as you did for me. I want to be with you and I'm not going to desert you. To me, that's the most important thing in the world.
Cardia.
Aww. And it's got some sweet music in the background. It's so cute. My heart aches when I think about you. When you smile, it makes me smile. Tell me, Victor, what is this feeling? Is it some kind of illness?
多分、それは愛って呼ばれる感情じゃないかな。
That must be really embarrassing for him to like say, I think you're in love with me. Love? I must never know love. I must live in isolation. The more I learn of love, the more I will be made to suffer. Aww. Familiar words that I have heard before cross my mind, but this emotion surging inside of me is pushing everything else aside. Why am I feeling this way at a time like this? Or is it because it's at a time like this? I want to embrace this emotion and I tell him, Victor, I love you. She says it so casually and he's just like, what do I do? so very much. I don't know how to express it right, but I just love you. Victor looks surprised for a moment, then averts his eyes.
僕には愛される資格なんて。
That doesn't matter. I just want to love you. Do you not want that? Victor seems about to say something, a bitter expression on his face when... Oh no, he's clapping. There is the sound of someone clapping slowly echoing through the alley. We turn towards the source of the sound. Is it Finis? Oh, okay.
あ、レスター。もう追いついてきたのか。
Does Finis show up in this room? I think he does, like at the very end, but I'm not sure. A number of Twilight soldiers are standing in the other end of the alleyway, trapping us in.
作られた怪物が愛を口にする。 とても滑稽で、しかし切実だ。カルディア君、私は君という存在に興味を覚えたよ。
Victor stands between Alistair and me as if to shield me from him.
僕たちを捕まえてどうするつもりだ。
どうするかそれは私ではなく、女王陛下に伺いたまえ。悪く思わないでほしい。こういう汚い仕事をするのが我々なのだ。
You should have no problem doing that, considered what you did to Van
だが
Helsing.
女王は一つ君たちに選択の余地を与えるという。
Whatever, it's not gonna be a good choice.
君たちにジクテリウムを入手してほしいとのことだ。そうすれば君たちを自由にすると。
What does that actually mean for Cardia, though? You can't free her unless you get rid of the poison.
何？
シュタイン博士、君の仲間たちがある手がかりを手に入れたようでね。ジクテリウム開発に関わった者、その屋敷へと黄昏も出向いたのだが、すでに目的の情報は奪われた後だった。研究者の手記、そこにジクテリウムのありかが記されていたことは間違いないのだがね。その手記が奪われた以上、私たちにはジクテリウムのありかを知る術はない。
So you want us to get the Zicterium instead?
その通り。だが、そのために動くのは君一人だ、シュタイン博士。
What?
カルディア君、君はその間、我々の監視下にいてもらおう。
なんだって？なんで彼女？
なぜと言われてもな。そのまま逃げられては目も当てられん。どちらかを人質にするのは当然だろう。
I think he has an ulterior motive. I think he's going to use her for Finis's plan. If you're hit under the Queen's orders, then you should know it in 6 hours.
ああ、知っているとも。
Oh yeah, why would he not know?
故に時間を決めるとしよう。
Alistair takes out a pocket watch and stares intently at it.
そうだな。4時間の猶予をあげよう。その間にジクテリウムを探してほしい。君たちの話は聞かせてもらった。ジクテリウムさえあれば彼女は助かるのだろう。ならばいずれにせよ君のやることは変わらないはずだ。
ジクテリウムを入手できなかったら、
その時はそうだな。彼女の怪物化は我々が未然に防ぐとしよう。少々手荒い方法になるとは思うがね。
彼女を殺す気か？
想像にお任せしよう。
Victor fixates Alistair with a long stare, then smiles.
はったりだな、アレスタ。お前は嘘をついてる。
ほう、どういうことかな。
ビクトリアは彼女の死を望んでない。彼女に兵器としての価値を見出したからだ。だからアレスタ、お前にカルディアを殺す命令が下るはずがない。
なるほど。君の言い分はもっともだ。が、残念だ。私は彼女を殺すことにわずかなためらいもないよ。
女王を裏切る気なのか。
裏切るとは人聞きの悪いこと。うっかり手が滑ってしまうことなど誰にでもあるだろう。
Alistair chuckles as he says this. What do you intend to do with the Zectarium once you have it? What do you
そ
think?
れは君の知るところではない。
I'm going to do another terrorist attack. That's what she's been telling you.
だが、より美しい世界のためとだけ言っておこうか。さて、シュタイン博士、時間はどんどんと過ぎていくよ。なんなら駆け足で行くことをおすすめするがね。
お前の言葉に従って彼女が無事に解放される保証は？
保証？うん、そうだな。そこは彼女自身の価値を信じてもらうしかないだろう。彼女の兵器としての価値をね。とはいえ、その価値もジクテリウムがあってこそのものだ。コントロールできない兵器に価値はない。理解したかね？どうあっても君はジクテリウムを手に入れなければいけないのだよ。
Victor has no choice but to obey him. He grits his teeth, realizing the unspoken truth he is faced with. As when a blade is suddenly pressed against my throat. Alistair continues speaking matter-of-factly, looking at the unwavering blade.
簡易的だが、通信装置を用意しておいた。君にはこれを身につけてほしい。
Alistair, you talk way too much and way too slow. Just get on with it. Alistair holds up a tiny device that fits in the palm of his hand. He tosses it to Victor, who attaches it to his clothing.
それと、シュタイン博士。君にはさらに監視をつける。何か妙な真似をしたり、君の仲間が事情に感づいてしまった場合、また監視が君を見失った場合には、君の大切な人形はあっさりと壊れてしまうことを忘れないでくれ。
Victor glares at Alistair, his face pale. Chapter 12, reassure Victor. I don't know what to do. Reassure. Don't worry about me. Just don't let Twilight get their hands on the Zectarium.
でも
Alistair probably intends to use the Zectarium as a weapon. Many more people will die, and you will suffer. Don't let yourself repeat the nightmare from 2 years ago. You can't let that happen.
話に割り込んでしまうが、そうすると君自身はどうするのだね。ジクテリウムがなければ君は
When that time comes, I'll put it into myself. Victor stares daggers at Alistair as he speaks in a low voice.
ジクテリウムは必ず手に入れる。
Don't.
その代わり彼女の身に何かあったら。
ほう、思わず身震いしてしまいそうな殺気だ。よかろう。ひとまずはおとなしく君を待つ。
Victor.
カルディア、僕を信じて。 君を救うという言葉は絶対に嘘じゃない。
Victor's face is grim.
すぐに戻ってくる。どうか無事で。
His lips are trembling just a bit. He was trying to make up for his past. He was trying to destroy the Zectarium, but now he needs to turn the very thing he was trying to eradicate into a weapon with his own hands. Because of me. I might as well attack! I threw myself forward, trying to pierce my own throat with the knife. Oh my goodness. But the Twilight Soldier reacts quickly, and all I'm able to do is slightly melt the blade.
やれやれ。乱暴なお嬢さんだ。
Alistair sighs, but Victor pays him no mind and turns back to me with a serious look. He's like, don't.
カルディア、諦めないで。僕はまだ何も諦めてない。
Trust in him.
必ず迎えに来る。
You can do it, Victor. And with this, Victor runs off without so much as a look back. All I can do is simply watch him getting further away. 1 hour later. 5 hours remaining. The countdown is intense. 1 hour has already passed. There's so little time. He has 3 hours to find and bring back the Zectarium. 3 hours. Not enough time to think of a strategy, but still too soon to give up.
急がなきゃ。
He wipes sweat off his forehead and continues to run. It all comes down to the fact that he needs Zectarium to save Cardia. Victor doesn't think that getting a hold of the Zectarium will guarantee them any form of safety, but if he doesn't get it back, Cardia will definitely be killed. Then he'll focus on saving Cardia for now. He'll think about the rest later. That's the conclusion he arrives at. It's not so much of a plan, but he can't think of anything better.
くそ、情けない。
As he runs, a conflict swirls in his mind like a storm. Just as she had said, there is only one reason Alistair would want the Zectarium for, to use it as a weapon. Whatever his plan for the Zectarium is, the result is clear. The nightmare of 2 years ago is just going to be repeated. That's what needs to be avoided at all cost. Above all else, it needs to be stopped, no matter what the sacrifice. There's only one effective means to go about this.
ジクテリウムを見つけて、そのまま破棄すること。
It should be easy. Many lives will be spared as a result. Only a short while ago, he would have been able to do this without hesitation.
けど、
Victor puts a hand on his chest as he runs. Cardia's smile, her angry and sad expressions. His head is overflowing with memories of her. All he wants to do is save her. Save her no matter what. She didn't run away from him even after hearing everything. When she said that she loved him, all he wanted to do was embrace her right then and there. I have to destroy the Zectarium and save her as well. The logical part of his mind is screaming that it's impossible, but all he can do now is push the voices aside and run. He finally arrives at the meeting spot.
無事だったか?
Aren't you, like, not supposed to involve them? He looks up and finds that Van Helsing has appeared.
バン、他のみんなは。
インピーは爆破事件を案じてお前たちを探しに。ルパンと伯爵は先行してジクテリウムの在りかへと向かっている。残された時間が少ないからな。それぞれに行動している。
場所が分かったんだね。
ああ、例の場所へ行ってみた。研究者自身は死んでいたが、ある手記が見つかってな。そこにジクテリウムの所在が記されていた。正直できすぎだが、今はただ幸運に感謝するのみだ。
そうわかった
He breathes a sigh of relief. There's no telling what would have happened to Cardia if they hadn't found the location of the Zicterium. And Helsing narrows his eyes.
それで肝心のあいつは
She's being held hostage.
あの女の治療法を探るのがお前の役目だったはずだがなぜお前は一人なんだ
Van Helsing doesn't mince words. Victor hesitates. If he isn't careful and says something to cause Van Helsing to catch on, Cardia's life will be in danger. The best thing would be to tell him everything, including what has happened to Cardia. In that case...
そうその治療法が見つかったんだよ
何それは朗報だな
ああジクテリウムの毒にホロロギウムの変質を止める効果があるんだ
As Victor speaks, he quietly taps the back of his hand with his finger. He's using Morse code.
けど予想より変質が早いあと3時間以内に治療をしないと
He's relaying the actual message to Van Helsing, who probably knows it. As he says this, he quietly spells out the situation. His greatest concern is that the men watching him will catch on, but unfortunately they haven't noticed. Cardia taken hostage, being watched, and now they hear everything. Van Helsing's eyes narrow slightly. He's probably realized what's going on. Victor had hoped that Van Helsing, being a formal member of Twilight, would recognize Morse code and be able to understand him. It seems he was right.
なるほどなジクテリウムを手に入れればあの女を救うことができるんだな
Need to give them Zicterium in 3 hours or she dies.
ああその通りだよジクテリウムの所在はバン頼む答えてくれ大切なことなんだ
Being threatened to tell location.
バッキンガム宮殿付近の地下だ急ぐぞもう時間はないのだからな
I knew it. It is underground in his secret palace hideout.
ああそうだね
Victor starts to run following Van Helsing. He hasn't come to a conclusion about what needs to be done. But for right now, he focuses on running as fast as he can to where the Zicterium has been hidden. The countdown is real. 4 hours remaining. I see the stars shining through the window. I've been restrained by a thick rope tying me to a wooden chair and am unable to move. They've tied me up, gloves and all. Okay, I'm like, who is this? They've tied me up, gloves and all, so I'm not even able to use my poison to melt my way out like I did at the palace. I know they learned. It feels like it has been a long time since I was brought here. I don't know what the exact time is. I wonder how Victor is doing. I hear a knock at the door.
失礼入ってもいいかね
Oh, don't try to pretend to be a gentleman. You horrible person. I know, right? Don't bother acting politely when you have me tied up like this.
入室を許可されたと受け取っておくよ
Me and Cardi were like, don't be like this. We all know what you are.
気分はどうかね体調が悪くなったのならいつでも呼びつけてくれたまえ
I don't know why the bad guys even bother with such pleasantries. It's not like they're going to ask you for help.
君の体調次第ではこのロンドンに生命が存在できなくなるのだから
You know, if I was holding a bomb within me, I don't think I would tell you if I was feeling unwell so I can kill you all.
ああそうだ音楽でも聴くかね
You want some music? What the heck?
私の趣味でねこの部屋には最新のフォノグラフがある
You're a weirdo.
アイザックの発明で最も偉大だったのは個人的にはこのフォノグラフだと思うよ例えるならば持ち運びできる楽団音楽の素晴らしさをより身近にしてくれたマザーグースからクラシックまで何でも好きだが
You're such a weirdo.
割と派手好きな性格でね。激しい曲なども気に入っているんだ。
Oh my gosh, you're such a creep. Stop that. What did you come here for?
お、そうだった。趣味の話になるとつい横道にそれてしまう。
I think you're doing it on purpose.
ジクテリウムのありかをシュタイン博士は掴んだようだ。
So they found it.
これで君は助かるというのに喜ばないのかね。うん。では違う話をしようか。今、ジクテリウムのありかに黄昏兵を向かわせている。
Why did you come in here just to have a chat with her? If I was her, I'd ignore you too. It's just like go away. Stop talking to me. I look up in surprise. The moonlight shines upon Alistair's elegant features. Why? Weren't you going to have Victor bring it to you? Wait, what did he say? Yeah, I know. He's going to betray the queen. He's probably doing Finis's work, and maybe Victoria's not doing Finis's work. She just wants the Zectarium to kill everyone. Because we all know that Alistair's allegiance was with Finis, kind of, sorta, in the last route, even though he killed him. But whatever.
シュタイン博士が従順だったとしても、仲間がおとなしいとは限らないだろう。
What are you saying? I throw myself at him without thinking, forgetting that I've been tied up and my chair falls over.
おや、
Oh yeah.
痛くなかったかな。念には念を。ただそれだけのことさ。
Does he help her up? Alistair carefully rights the chair along with me. I won't let you kill everyone.
実に興味深いな。君は魂のない人形のはずだが、その君が怒りの目を私に向けている。今、君の中にある怒りは本物かね？それとも怒っているふりをしているだけかね？ま、私にとってはどちらでもいいがね。
Alistair glances at his pocket watch and checks the time.
うん。もうあまり時間もないが、紅茶と菓子でも用意しようか。
And some tea and snacks. If I was her, I would be like, go away, you creepy old man.
私でよければ、最後の晩餐相手を務めよう。
No, you can't. Go away. With this, Alistair leaves the room. I'm alone again. The room is quiet and I can't hear anything from outside. Is Twilight? Are they still guarding this room? My condition is gradually worsening. At this rate, I may not be able to move around for long. So we're going to do a save file here. Then she's going to search for a way out. Right? Yeah, search for a way out. The bad end is wait. I'm going to find a way out of here. As long as I'm held captive, Victor and the others will be forced to tread cautiously. Even if Twilight attacks them, they may not risk putting up any resistance. I have to get out of here somehow and let everyone know that I'm alright. My gloves have been tightly secured to my arms and it doesn't seem like I can get either of them off. Still, that doesn't rule out any chances I have of escaping. There's something Alistair doesn't know. I've been trained by the others, each of them masters in their particular crafts. I've been continuing to train to maintain these skills. If Victor isn't giving up, I can't give up either. It's times like these I have to calmly observe the situation. First, there are no signs of people nearby. Is there anything I can use in this room? Wouldn't someone that's like handcuffed or whatever, they would be working their hands like this whole time as they talk to loosen their rope. There. There's a gear meant for use in some kind of steam engine up against the wall. It looks very sharp. I can use that. I struggled to drag the chair close to it, still tied onto it, and managed to raise my body enough to press my wrist to the gear. I don't expect to cut the rope with this. I intend to scratch my wrist with it and melt the rope using the poison in my blood. I guess that's smart. I endure the slight pain and feel some blood trickling down my skin. Now all I have to do is wait for the poison to melt through the rope. But... oh no! She's losing her poison. That's strange, the rope isn't melting. Usually my poison would melt something like this rope without any issues. Is the poison weakening? This might be a precursor to the Horologium's transformation. With the option for escape taken away from me, I panic for a moment, but if I can't use the poison, I'll escape from this rope using the techniques Lupin taught me. You're gonna wiggle your hands now. There you go. I move my hand and start shifting the rope little by little, taking my time slowly. I focus on getting free, but in the back of my mind, I can't stop thinking about Victor. Alistair's gonna come in and give you some snacks while you wait. 3 hours remaining. I continue to work diligently at the rope. She's been doing this for an hour. Dang. Oh no. My condition starts to worsen and I feel dizziness and a headache as the heat from the Horologium intensifies in my chest. I might not make it, just as my determination starts to waver. She got loose. My right hand is freed. I did it. With one hand free, the rest is easy. I quickly untie the rope and stand up. So he didn't come back with tea and snacks that entire hour. I hurriedly check the time and see that there's a little under 3 hours left. In 3 hours, I check the watch again to make sure. I need to take action right away to get myself out of here. I look out the window. It looks like I'm on the 2nd floor. Judging from the skyline, this must be somewhere in Midtown. After trying several times to open the window with no avail, I push the heavy furniture in front of the door to block it. This should buy me some time. I lift up a nearby candlestick and... oh no. The window shatters noisily. I hear footsteps approaching from the other side of the door, but I ignore it. I will my unsteady body to move forward and jump out the window. Oh no. The moment I hit the ground, I brace myself to soften the impact. It worked. Now I just need to run. Then when I raise my head, I see a lone Twilight soldier standing there. It looks like he didn't expect someone to come flying down out of the sky. I sense him drawing in a sharp breath in astonishment, even through his eerie mask. He rushes to strike me with his sword, which I dodge. I don't miss the opportunity to rush attack. I throw myself at him with all my might. Once he's off balance, I grab hold of his neck and slam him against the wall with all the strength I can muster. Oh my goodness. My breath is heavy and uneven as I look down at the fallen soldier. I got lucky catching him off guard, and I am so glad my body was able to react quickly. Before I start running again, I have an idea. I take the dagger the soldier has on him and hurry away. If the time limit passes before I can get help, I'll use this too. I run as fast as I can. I can already feel the presence of several men behind me. Saint Germain taught me the ins and outs of London's geography. I'll get away from them somehow. Right as I'm about to pick up speed, Twilight soldiers appear from an alleyway. There are 2 of them. This time they both look completely alert. I don't stand a chance against them. They're just everywhere. They draw their swords without a word, and in panic, I turn around to go back the way I came. That's when I realize the path is already blocked as well. I grip the dagger I had stolen, just in case I might need to use it. Yay, Ippy came to save us! I hear Ippy shouting. Then from behind the Twilight soldiers blocking my way, the ornithopter charges them, forcing its way through the narrow alley, breaking off portions of the surrounding buildings. Impy? The Twilight soldiers are surprised. They jump aside as the ornithopter charges straight towards them. Then they come straight for me as I stand there dumbfounded. As the ornithopter flies low, almost touching my head, Impy pops out and extends his arm to me. What the heck? You're just gonna do a drive-by grab in the middle of an alley? Like, how does that even fit? I immediately grab him and he pulls me to the to the what? It was to the aircraft, okay? I hit skip too fast. I immediately grab him and he pulls me into the aircraft. The next moment, the ornithopter begins ascending rapidly.
おっしゃー、とんだ曲芸飛行だったけど大成功。
Impy, thank you. I couldn't have gotten past them on my own.
いいっていいって。姫のピンチを救うのはいつだって白馬に乗った王子様って決まってるじゃん。ま、俺の場合は鋼鉄の鳥に乗った天才技師だけどさ。無事で何よりだよ。てか、偶然君を見つけたのはいいけど、フランはあいつどこ行ったの？
He went to find the Zicterium to save me. I quickly give Impy the quick rundown of everything that has happened.
なるほどね。フランのやつ、なかなかかっこいい役回りじゃん。
Pretty heroic role. It's cute.
ジクテリウムのありかはもう分かってんだ。あいつらが合流してるなら、もうそっちに向かってるはず。
Impy, can we head there too? Victor still thinks that I'm being held hostage.
オーケーオーケー。インピーさんに任せなさいって。一丁夜間飛行と行こうじゃないの。ちょっと荒く飛ぶからね。しっかり捕まってよ。
With these words, the ornithopter picks up speed. Hold on, Victor. I'll be there soon. I'm like, it can't be a cliffhanger, right? It's only been like 40 minutes. And we already had like 2 short episodes already. We should not have any more short episodes. Victor can't help but draw a breath in surprise when he first arrives. Immensely high ceilings are supported by a countless number of thick pillars that stretch towards the roof. This huge space has no decorations at all and has an almost mystical feel about it. So this is the place. This facility was supposedly created to store Zicterium.
ロンドンの地下にこんな空間があるなんて。
Yeah, I thought it was either going to be in the palace or it was going to be beneath the cathedral. Those are the only 2 places I could possibly think of that I would have it. Because the cathedral is like Twilight's base of operations.
感心している場合か。ルパンたちに合流するぞ。
うん、そうだね。
As he walks along with Van Helsing, Victor checks his pocket watch. He has set his own watch to match the time of Cardia's. It's true there isn't much time left. 3 hours remain until the Horologium transforms. And only 1 hour remains until the time Alistair said that he would kill her.
急がなきゃ。
As he whispers this, 2 familiar faces appear before him.
おう、ご苦労さん。ジクテリウムは見つかったか？いや、まだだ。一応隅から隅まで見たつもりだが、ここから先に進む方法がわからねえ。目の前にあんなバカでっかい扉があるくせにな。
Lupin points to a ridiculously large set of doors in the center of the rear wall. If the Zicterium isn't here in this large space, then could it be behind those doors?
あの扉、何か仕掛けがしてあるらしくてな。
いろいろ試しちゃみたが行くともしねえ。
おや
Oh, yeah.
フラン、彼女の姿が見えないようですが。
That's like my favorite phrase in Japanese. I mean, it's kind of Japanese, kind of English. It's like, oh yeah? I love that phrase so much.
うん。それなんだけど。
About that. Victor glances over at Van Helsing. While Victor gives the fake explanation, Van Helsing uses Morse code to communicate the truth to the others. That's funny. You expect them to actually know it. I mean, Lupin might. Saint Germain probably does too, but it's just funny. It's like, you do the Morse code now. I don't want to be suspicious.
なるほど。そんな方法で解毒が。ならばなおのこと、手に入れる必要がありますね。
Suddenly, Lupin raises an arm, signaling to everyone. In response, Van Helsing and Saint Germain began looking around them.
みんなどうしたの？
Uh-oh.
どうやら黄昏はもはや我々が役目を果たしたと判断したようだな。私たちをつけたか先回りしたか、いずれにせよ面倒な数がいるようだな。
そんなバカな。
フラン、後ろです。
That's the first time I've ever heard him sound like that. Saint Germain can have a sense of urgency too when it needs to be done. Before a soldier's sword can pierce Victor, Saint Germain grabs him and leaps backwards. Even while the Count is saving him, Victor takes the test tube from his coat and immediately lobs at the enemy soldiers.
かな。
A flash of light floods the space around them as smoke fills the area in a matter of seconds.
おお、すげえなフラン。いいもん持ってるじゃねえか。
Taking care not to inhale the smoke, they take cover behind some pillars. And Helsing stands beside Victor, ready to fight.
フラン、どうやら向こうはお前との約束を守る気などないようだが、どうするつもりだ？
And Helsing is right. If Twilight is going to attack them directly, there's no need for Victor to hold his promise or hold back on them. But still...
必要以上に黄昏を刺激できない。あっちには彼女がいるんだ。
おいおいおい、大軍がお出ましだぞ。応戦しねえとこっちがやべえ。
Lupin shouts over to them from where he hides behind an adjacent pillar.
わかってる。わかってるけど。
アレスターめ、一体何を考えてこんなことを。
They put up a minimum of resistance to hold the soldiers back while Victor tries desperately to think. How can they get the upper hand here? Victor looks at the transmitter he had clipped into his clothing. It looks like they turned off the transmission, judging by that he is no longer of any use to them. Alistair was using the device to keep tabs on him and where he was. That's when he had an idea.
バン、黄昏の命令系統について聞きたいことがあるんだけど。
命令系統？それがどうした？
指揮官クラスが現場にいない状況で予期しない出来事が起きた場合、現場にいる兵士は各々が判断して行動するの？
それはこの場に関係あることか。
And Helsing doesn't look at Victor as he responds, instead squinting into the half darkness as he fires at Twilight soldiers.
ああ、関係あるよ。重要なことなんだ。
黄昏も一枚岩ではないが、少なくともアレスターの指揮する部隊ならばそれはない。奴なら現場にいなくとも兵士からの報告を通信で受けつつ柔軟に対応するだろうな。
なるほど。それなら。
He has all the information he needs.
バン、しばらくの間僕を守ってくれ。
With just this, he jumps out from behind the pillar without even waiting for a response.
アレスター、交渉がしたい。
The soldiers are charged for him at once, but Van Helsing is able to shoot them down as they come. Taking advantage of this, Victor continues speaking in a voice that rings clear in the dark and empty hall.
僕たちには最後の切り札がある。それがなければジクテリウムを手に入れることはできない。
The moment Victor shouts this, the Twilight soldiers stop approaching. They most likely received orders to cease their attacks from their own communication devices. So far, so good.
僕たちを用済みと考えているようだが、それは大きな間違いだ。ジクテリウムはこのホールの奥にある。ルパンは奥へと続く隠し通路を見つけることができなかった。なぜならこのホールには関係者しかわからない仕掛けがあるからだ。
By now, everyone in the room is paying full attention to Victor. In the dead silence, with many eyes on him, Victor continues.
ホロロギウムの変質までおよそ2時間弱。それを過ぎればこのロンドンは死の街になる。たとえここで僕たちを殺したとしても、お前は仕掛けを解くことができず、ジクテリウムを手に入れることもできない。カルディア、彼女は自分のせいで仲間が死ぬくらいなら自分を犠牲にすると考えるだろう。僕だってそうだ。ここにいる仲間たちが一人でも死んだなら、僕にはここで死ぬ覚悟がある。そうなればアレスター、お前はジクテリウムも彼女も手に入れることはできない。
勘違いしないでくれたまえ、シュタイン博士。
She has escaped us. Alistair's voice echoes in the hall. The volume of the soldiers' communicators has likely been turned up.
君の人形は私の手元にある。主導権は常に私にあるのだよ。
仮にそうだとして、ここから先の道を開くには僕の協力が不可欠だ。そして僕は仲間が一人でも死ねばお前に協力しない。徹底的に抗戦する。捕まっても口は割らない。さあどうする？悠長に拷問をしている時間だってないんだ。それとも全員このロンドンで心中するか？
Of course, Victor has absolutely no intention of abandoning her. However, if he allows Alistair to have his way here, his friends will die and he won't be able to save Cardia. That's why Victor decided to take this risk. Of course, he doesn't know how to open the door, or even if there is a trick to it. He is merely using the fact that a mind of Lupin's caliber has yet to find a way to break in as a way of threatening Alistair. If Alistair doesn't comply with Victor's threat now, the fighting most likely will resume. They won't be able to stop the Horologium's transformation, and they, along with the entirety of London, will be destroyed.
さあ、答えよ、アレスター。
いいだろう。話を聞こうじゃないか。
Victor tries to hide his delight and exhales slowly to even his breathing.
ホールの奥への道を開くには僕の条件を飲んでもらう。アレスター、彼女をここに連れてこい。彼女の身柄を確保した後、そのホールの扉を開ける。
それは無理な相談だな。ホールの扉を開けるのが先だよ。
いいや、連れてくるのが先だ。 そうでなければ彼女を助ける時間はない。時間がないんだ。答えを聞かせろ。
仕方あるまい。ではこうしよう。彼女はもう不要だ。こちらで処分しておこう。シュタイン博士、君たちも全員殺した後、私はゆるりとそちらへ向かおう。
ホロロギウムを諦めるのか。
私は慎重な性格でね、危険な賭けには乗らないことにしているんだ。まあ、君は私と違って博打が好きなようだがね。
The Twilight soldiers begin to close in once again.
交渉決裂か。
だったら仕方ねえ。さっさとこいつらぶっ飛ばしてジクテリウムを手に入れる。そんでもってあいつと交換するしか道はねえだろ。
With Lupin shot, it looks like the battle is about to reignite when... Victor! It must be Cardia since there's no voice. A voice cuts through the space. A voice he feels like he hasn't heard in a long time. Everyone turns around. They see her up ahead, so close to where they stand, walking with Impy's aid.
Cardia!
He shouts in surprise and runs to her side. Aww, so cute.
どうやってここに？まさか逃げ出してきたの？
Yes, I was cutting it pretty close.
これは逃げ出したウサギがどこに行ったかと思えば、もうそんなところにいたのか。さすがに予想外だよ。
Alistair, I won't let you get away with this. Such a cliche line.
お前が人質じゃねえなら簡単だ。遠慮する必要がねえんだからな。
アレスター、お前が何を考えているのか知らないが。
I know this is not Van Helsing's route, but Alistair can totally unleash a trump card and control Van Helsing to kill everyone.
これ以上の邪魔立てをするなら、私も容赦はしない。
なんか久しぶりの全員集合って感じ。ま、周りに敵がたくさんいるから少しも嬉しくねえけど。
皆さん、意気込むのは構いませんが、怪我だけはしないようにしてくださいね。
It's kind of cute how they all say a little line before they like beat everyone up. With the rest of the group gathered behind him, Victor speaks with confidence.
アレスタ、お前の負けだ。
私の負け。なるほど。数の上ではこちらが圧倒的に有利なんだがね。君たちは本当に私を楽しませてくれる。いいだろう。やってみたまえ。
The Twilight soldiers and Victor's group square off against each other. Victor holds Cardia in a tight embrace and puts his feelings into words. Oh?
君がそばにいるなら、もう何も怖くない。みんなも、そして僕も。君が無事で本当に良かった。
Oh, she's so cute when she blushes. He smiles broadly and Cardia's cheeks redden slightly. Then, just as it seems the intense fighting is about to resume. Cliffhanger? Don't do it. Okay, good. Alistair steps away from his communication device, listening intently to the sound coming from the speaker of his phonograph.
うん。私の負けか。なるほど。面白いね。
As he smiles to himself, there's a loud knock at the door.
大変です、アレスター様。
開いているよ。
It's Queen making her move. The Twilight Soldier begins to speak hurriedly the moment he enters.
この屋敷はすでに包囲されています。相手はどうやら政府軍のようで。
She's branded you a traitor. Alistair furrows his brow.
おう。私の居場所を突き止めるとは、女王陛下もさすがにバカではなかったか。
He really did want the Zicterium all to himself, didn't he?
とはいえ、これはこれでなかなか面白い展開だ。となれば、久々に運動をするしかないか。
アレスター様。
The sound of fighting can be heard from downstairs. Alistair smiles and stands, drawing his sword.
やれやれ。黄昏も今日で壊滅か。
Are you really going to kill yourself? That's such a petty, way out. Also, the Alistair in Van Helsing's route would have never done that.
何の話？
Either that or he's going to kill this man. Alistair runs the man through before he can finish his question.
アレスター様。
私の腕も多少なまってはいるが、戦えないというほどでもないか。
With the soldier's blood spattered on his clothing, Alistair smiles, satisfied. It might be best for him to retreat from the front of the stage for the time being.
さて、かの女王の精鋭部隊相手にどこまでやれるだろうか。
He leaves the room still covered in blood, but in good spirits, even humming a song to himself. He's such a creepy man. Oh my goodness. In mere moments, he kills a number of soldiers and breaks through the blockade and vanishes from the center stage of history. Now that sounds like an ending. Is it? Probably is. 1 hour remaining. Oh no! It's the end, guys. 1 hour remaining. Oh no, that's not the end. Oh my goodness. There is an intense battle going on. A series of shots can be heard. It's supposed to be one more chapter after this. What is going on? The Twilight soldiers fall one after another against the sudden violent attack from the massive government forces. Oh no, I forgot. I didn't even realize they showed up. Oh.
黄昏は我らが英国にあだなす反乱分子である。ためらいなく駆逐せよ。
Yep, Queen does not like you no more. With Lionheart's command, there is a hailstorm of gunshots. Within a matter of minutes, all the Twilight soldiers have fallen.
うわ、すっげえ。黄昏兵ってエリート中のエリートじゃなかったっけ？
エリートという意味では王室の近衛兵も同じだからな。立場が表か裏かの違いだけだ。それに黄昏兵は戦闘もこなすが、本来は工作員としての任務が多い。正面からまともにぶつかれば、やや近衛兵に分があるのも当然だ。
ましてや近衛兵は随分と数を揃えてきたようですからね。
ああ、それで黄昏を倒してくれたのは我々としても助かったが。
They're not gonna just let you go, though.
どうもこちらの救援だけという雰囲気でもなさそうだ。
Van Helsing narrows his eyes. He looks around cautiously as Lupin shakes his head frustrated.
一難去ってまた一難かよ。
We don't have time for this. My breathing is uneven as I check the pocket watch. There isn't even an hour left before the horologium transforms.
大丈夫かい、カルディア。
Aw, so worried. I'm fine, but this is bad. Without the slightest consideration for the dead Twilight soldiers, the royal guards head straight for us. They spread out to surround us, and all the while aiming their guns in our direction.
そこを動くなシュタイン博士とその一味
Hey, at least it's not Lupin and others this time.
栄光の素振りがあれば撃つ命の保証はないと思え
こんだけ銃向けられちゃさすがに動くに動けねえよ。
Lionheart ignores Lupin's sarcasm and fixes his eyes on us. There is no trace of the gentleness he had displayed when speaking of his respect for Victoria before.
全員油断するな。間の抜けた行動も目立つが、レオンハルトという男の剣の腕は間違いなく本物だ。伊達に近衛兵の隊長ではない。
Van Helsing is visibly nervous. Lionheart must be very strong if Van Helsing of all people is warning us about him. But I wonder, what are the royal guards doing here?
それは君の知るところではない。
いいえ、教えても構わないわ、レオンハルト。
I accidentally put it on auto. I hear the sultry voice from behind the guards.
何しろそのお人形ちゃんにも関係のある話なのだから。
The guards in the center stand aside and kneel all at once. She walks through the path created by the guards with an air of composure.
また会ったわね、シュタイン博士。お人形ちゃん。
ビクトリア。
いろいろ言いたいことはあるけれど、まずはお礼から言っておきましょう。あなたたちが黄昏を引きつけてくれたおかげで、兵士に被害が出ずに済んだ。
Why don't you show your gratitude by, like, not killing them?
ありがとう。とても助かったわ。
それはつまり、黄昏とことを構えるのに、我々をおとりにしたということか。
結果的にそうなっただけよ。
Victoria shrugs and takes a good look at us.
もともと私はアレスターを監視していた。彼の造反の意志には気づいていたから。危険な思想を持つ彼のもとに死をまく怪物となり得る少女が転がり込めばどうなるか。結果は見ての通り、アレスターは見事に尻尾を出してくれたというわけね。
You can't be saying that Alistair's capturing me was all according to her calculations. Victoria narrowed her eyes and smiled, catching my questioning glance.
そういうことよ。あなたたちがバッキンガム宮殿を脱出できたのも泳がせるため。
Whatever. You ordered everyone to capture them and not let you escape when you guys ran.
そしてそのおかげでこの場所も見つかった。
She might have been counting on that though, for you to lead her to the Zectarium.
ありがとう。あなたたちこそ旧国の英雄だわ。
You're so sarcastic. Victoria tosses a sarcastic glance at us as she signals the men around her. I can see right through you, you don't fool me. I refuse to back down, glaring at her. Tell me again, Victoria. Do you intend to proceed with your plan involving terrorism even after seeing the horrible state of the city? Would you stir up the other nations of the world to start a war?
以前宮殿で言った通りよ。
The answer is yes, yes she would.
イギリスが生き残るためには、今このタイミングで戦争が起きてくれないと困る。そのためには多少なりとも痛みが必要なのよ。
多少だって。ジクテリウムを使えば多くの人が死ぬ。それをお前は多少だって言うのか。
ええ、その通りよ。
Victoria says this calmly. Her cold, dry eyes observe all of us as mere pieces of a game board.
今はまだ我がイギリスにはアイザックのもたらした技術的優位がある。だけど10年、20年後、技術の差が埋まってから世界大戦が起きれば、周辺国に恨まれるイギリスは必ず負けて蹂躙される。
You have so little faith in your country that you don't think you can hold your own 10 years from now. You have to bully everyone while you're big and bad and strong. It's not what a very kind leader would do.
その時予想される被害に比べればずっと少ないと言えるわ。
Especially since you're using your own people's lives to initiate the war. That's not... I tried to protest, and a hand reaches out from the side to stop me. With a smile, Saint Germain walks down in front of me.
なるほど。少数を犠牲に多数を取ると。
I wonder what he thinks of all this.
実に死生者らしい発想です。あなたの言うこともわからなくはありませんね。
Saint Germain.
あら、そちらにも物分かりがいい人間がいるみたいね。サンジェルマン伯爵、あなたは私に賛同してくれるのかしら。
ええ、半分は。
Half agree. Saint Germain turns back to us and smiles as we stand there in surprise. Then he turns to Victoria once more and speaks to her coldly.
ですが、あなたが見ているのは、所詮イギリス一国についてだけだ。世界全体から見てみれば、あなたの意見など一方的な物言いでしかない。
なんとでも言うがいいわ。私はイギリスの女王。それがイギリスの立場に立たずして何の意味があるというの？
Victoria furrows her brows at Saint Germain's argument as she continues.
一つ教えてあげる。この地下はただジクテリウムを保管しているだけの場所ではない。この巨大な地下施設がそのまま一つの兵器なのよ。
Weapon?
どういうことだ？
ジクテリウムの発見後、アイザックはロンドンに大きな仕掛けを施したわ。この気候都市ロンドンには敵国に知られてはならないさまざまな技術が用いられている。錬金術、機械工学、生命科学、航空力学、物理学、海洋技術に新たなるエネルギーまで。さまざまな分野において他国とは比較にならない知識と技術がこの都市には蓄積されている。だからどんな犠牲を払ってもこの都市を敵国に渡さぬためのとある仕掛けがあるのよ。
Richard goes pale as he suddenly comes to a realization. His next words are uttered in a trembling voice filled with shock and fear.
まさか自国全土にジクテリウムを散布する装置。
It doesn't even matter if Cardia's horologium explodes if they're just going to do that with the Zicterium. I mean, it's going to do the same thing.
そう言うなればジクテリウムによる自爆装置、それこそ私が探し求めていたもの。世界大戦への序章としてロンドンとその住民には犠牲になってもらうわ。
Why would you do that? Why would you kill everyone in your country? Who is there left to rule if you kill everyone in your country? This is just a woman after power now, and she just wants to control everything. She doesn't care about anyone.
ロンドンを壊滅させて大戦の引き金を引くってこと？
Are you serious?
こんなことを冗談で言えるとでも？
そんなこと そんなこと許されるわけがない。
許されるつもりは毛頭ないわ。私はきっと煉獄の炎で焼かれるでしょう。
And yet she doesn't even care. Victoria smiles beautifully. Her smile is so calm and collected that it gives me chills.
ロンドンにいる多くの人々がそれで死に絶えるでしょう。
You know, I just realized we haven't had a CG yet. I'm going to end this episode without a CG and it's going to make me upset.
しかしジクテリウムの毒は数日で消えて、残された国民はテロを起こした各国への怒りを抱いて復興の道を歩む。
そしてその怒りは戦争へつながる。そういうことか。
It's an absolutely evil plan. To think that she would be so willing to destroy her own capital to start a war.
今戦争が始まりさえすればロンドンの被害が大きくとも。アイザックがもたらした圧倒的な兵器の数々によってイギリスは必ず勝つ。
What does your, like, captain of the guard think about all this? When he died too? If you're going to sacrifice your people, does that include your guard?
そのためにロンドンを一時的に失うくらいは安い代償と言えるでしょう。
Myself, Victor, and everyone else, we are all at a loss of words after hearing this horrifying plan. She speaks so matter-of-factly about this sacrifice, but I cannot understand her logic at all. But there's something else even more terrifying. It's that Victoria seems to have no doubts whatsoever that her plan will be effective.
分かっているのか。そんなものを発動させればロンドンの市民だけでなくここにいるお前たちも死ぬ。
そうね。けれどそれが何だというの？
So she's going to destroy her whole country, including the ruler, so a new ruler can rise up in their place to lead Britain to glory with their ultimate power over everyone else. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You are a crazy woman. She tilts her head mockingly as she asks this, and Victor has no response.
むしろこの国の長である私自身が殺されるからこそより怒りをかきたてるというもの。
And then she wants everyone to pick up the pieces left behind and get revenge, essentially.
私が死んだ後も計画は順調に進むようにしてあるわ。走り出せば誰が指導者になっても止めることはできない。
So you don't even care if you lose your own life.
私は英国の指導者クイーン・ビクトリア。私が国のために犠牲になることを厭う理由などかけらもないわ。私の役目はそれでようやく終わるのだから。
Still smiling sweetly, she gazes over at our faces as we stand in silence. However, Victor breaks the silence.
ふざけるな。
Oh my goodness, he's so upset. His face is scrunched up with anger as he spits these words out of Victoria.
どんな大義があったって今目の前にいる人たちを殺していいわけがない。
The anger in Victor's eyes is unmistakable as he glares at her. Victoria simply serves him with a quiet glance.
シュタイン博士、私はあなたが羨ましいわ。
羨ましいだって僕を。
正しいことだけを主張して間違ったことからは無縁でいる。常に正論を振りかざすけれど正論が生む多大な犠牲には気づかない。できるなら私だってそこにいたかった。責任など取らずにいたかったの。
Victoria? For a fleeting moment, unless I imagined it, Victoria looked sad. Maybe she was forced to be a queen. But her expression changes in an instant. She slowly begins to walk with Lionheart at her side.
そういえばシュタイン博士、先ほどアレスターと相対した時のあなたのハったりは面白かったわ。
It's probably only the royal family that can open the door.
ほとんど出任せとはいえ、一部は真実をついていたのだから。
Oh, the pendant. Something like that. She takes out a faintly glowing pendant.
このホールには封印がある。さながらあらゆる不幸を封じたパンドラの箱のように。そしてそれを開けることができるパンドラはフィーニスただ一人だった。フィーニスが死んだ今、彼の残したペンダントが唯一の鍵。
She raises the pendant into the air and it begins to shine brightly. A ray of light pierces through the darkness. It shines upon a pattern on the wall. Then two seemingly ordinary walls splits into two, revealing a path leading deeper inside.
おいおい、冗談だろ。完全にオーバーテクノロジーだ。
It's magic.
本当にこれ、一人の科学者が作ったもんなのか。
アイザックは一人で世界の歴史を変えた男よ。これくらいのことは造作もないでしょう。
A new and eerie path lies before us, looking for all the world like it could lead us into the depths of hell. Victoria turns to me as she steps into the path.
さあ、シュタイン博士。そしてお人形ちゃん。こちらへいらっしゃい。
You want us to go with you?
どういうつもりだ？
She needs her.
私は知っているわ。お人形ちゃんがジクテリウムを必要としていることを。そして彼女にだけはジクテリウムの毒が効かないことを。つまりジクテリウムが作動してもあなただけは生き残る。その後であなたが怪物になっては困るのよ。
Because if I spread the poison everywhere, it would be impossible to restore London.
その通りよ。だからあなたの怪物化を止めることについては協力してあげる。
Victoria smiles kindly and takes a persuasive tone of voice.
あなたはすべてが終わったら政府の保護を受けなさい。
What government, though? Like, who is going to be left to take up position?
そして大変な時期を迎えるイギリスのために力を貸して。
You want me to help you as a weapon? Alistair had told me if I went along with Victoria, I will most likely be dissected by researchers. Oh my goodness. I don't know if that's true, but it's not too difficult to imagine her taking advantage of my destructive abilities to use me as a weapon. She won't be alive, though. And if I refuse?
その場合、あなたの毒でロンドンは滅ぶ。お仲間も私たちも。
That's not much of a threat because you're going to kill them anyway.
少し遠回りにはなるけれど、それでもどちらにせよ、私の計画は成就するわ。
There's nothing that could be done. What can I say or do when she is so close to total victory over us?
したたかですね。ある意味で素晴らしい姿勢者です。
褒め言葉として受け取っておくわ。
Victoria smiles as Lupin and Van Helsing trade a confused glance, bitter expressions on their faces.
なるほど。その二人をどうするつもりかはよくわかった。
で、俺たちはどうする？ここでてめえの部下を相手にしてりゃいいのか？
そうね。私が兵器を動かすまで仲良くお留守番していてちょうだい。
What do you mean by fun?
もっとも何もしなくてもあと40分もしないうちに あなたたちの大事なお人形ちゃんがこのロンドンを滅ぼすことになるけれど。
Victoria checks her watch, then looks over at all of us.
さあどうするの？選んでもらいましょうか。
This has been a really long chat session.
その子だけは生かすか、それとも全員で手を取り合って死ぬか。
I guess I can always use the CG from the last episode since there was two, if I really need to. My mind was made up from the start. I opened my mouth to speak before anyone else gets the chance, and my mind is completely clear what I should do. I'm not going to obey you. There's no point in me surviving this alone. That's why I'm going to stay with everyone until the end.
カルディア。
No.
では全員即射殺ということね。
Like, I'll just blow you up. The soldiers all raise their guns at once. Van Helsing's the instigator. Every one of their guns is pointed at us.
忘れないで。交渉する気はない。怪物として覚醒したあなたは政府にとっても厄介な存在。力を貸してくれるのが一番だけど、殺すという手も選べるのよ。
Yeah. That is all Victoria says before turning her back to us.
さて、私たちはもう行くわ。従う気があるんだったら今からでも追ってらっしゃい。願わくば後悔しない結論を出してほしいわね。
Victoria leaves, taking only Lionheart with her as she goes ahead. We are left behind, along with the royal guards aiming their guns at us. Nobody says anything. We all desperately glare at the guards with their guns pointed towards us. I don't know what to say, but it seems Victor is the only one among us who does.
行こう、カルディア。君の毒を治すために。
Oh, I'll have to treat your poison. He's going to save her, no matter what. He says this with determination as he takes my hand. Victor, do you intend on letting only me survive out of all of you, like Victoria said? I glare at him in protest, but he simply stares directly at me.
僕はね、カルディア。今までずっと考えてた。僕はただ自分の罪から逃げたくて行動してるんじゃないかって。
That's not...
うん。その気持ちがあったのは確かなんだ。僕は過去の罪から目を背けたくてジクテリウムを破壊しようと思ってた。
Victor looks up at the ceiling.
でもジクテリウムを使えば君の命が助かるって知ったとき、君との未来をつかむためのものと壊して逃げようとしてる過去が同じものなんだって知ったとき、ようやく気づいたんだ。過去から逃げたら意味がないって。
It's almost as if he's looking through the ceiling into his own life history.
ビクトリアもきっと同じだ。イギリスが他国を侵略した過去はどうしたって変えようがない。だからその過去を直視しようとせず力でさらに塗りつぶす。でもそれじゃ未来はつかめない。一時的に成功してもより大きな怒りと憎しみを連れてくるだけ。そうやって世界は間違いを続けてきたんだ。
Victor.
だから僕はビクトリアを止める。
Victor looks back to all of us. I notice that even the royal guards are listening attentively to him.
カルディア、僕は罪を償いたい。 僕は君を助けたい。
I know. I mean, the guards that are probably going to die too, I'd be listening too. I'm like, can you stop Victoria? Because I don't want to die.
僕は何一つ諦めないよ。必ずビクトリアを止めて君も助ける。
Victor smiles and holds out his hand to me.
だから一緒に来て、カルディア。
You're so cute, Victor. I gently take his hand and respond with a bright smile. I would go anywhere with you.
こんな時だってのに見せつけてくれるぜ。
Lupin, he's got a slight blush on his face as he's watching them be all lovey-dovey. Lupin's teasing brings us back to our senses.
行ってこいよ。こっちはこっちでなんとかするさ。
そうそう、すぐに追いつくからさ。あの女王様、よろしくね。
Say hi to the queen. That's something like that MP would say.
女王の考えはあるいは正しいのかもしれません。
I want to say something, but I don't want to spoil Saint Germain's roots, so maybe if I remember it during Saint Germain's route, I'll say something.
けれど私はフラン、あなたの考えを支持します。
Wait, it says MP, but that's Saint Germain's voice. I don't understand.
ここの心配はいらない。敵を蹴散らし援護に向かう。
The royal guards are like, nope. The royal guards snap back to reality and raise their guns once again. This is intense. You get some cool little flying CGs around the screen. The four men dash forward in the same moment.
行け、二人とも。
ありがとうみんな。行くよカルディア。
Right. He smiles softly at me as he starts running, my hand still in his. Those who don't know him very well may see him as a timid man, but to me his smile is purely reassuring. He's at the end now. We didn't get a CG. Dang it. I'm sorry, I freaked out my snake. A Princess's Night. And there's like 2 CGs in this one because I know what they both are. So no CG for this one. So I guess I'm going to go back and reuse the second one from there because, I mean, it could work for this one. I can find something, some kind of phrase to go with, to fit in with this chapter. Anyway, we are down to the last chapter. It is so much more intense that Van Helsing's, even though Van Helsing was pretty intense too, it was very predictable, even if you never read it before. I can imagine that you probably would already guess what was going to happen, especially with all the hidden strength. With all the hidden strength and Alistair controlling them and Van Helsing being under Alistair's control, I mean, it's kind of obvious. They're going to pit Van Helsing against everyone. But in this one, don't really know what's going to happen. Does he get there in time? Because chapter 12, or chapter 13 starts off with 30 minutes remaining. Spoiler alert. Anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below and or subscribe. And I will see you guys in the last chapter. Bye.